This looks a lot better today. Ah, yes, I am live. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Right. Okie dokie. Welcome to those who have just joined. My name is Chris Kendall. It's a pleasure to have you on my stream. As usual, I am just sorting out the last bits and pieces for this live. Do give me a shout when you do come on. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you've selected that bell notification to let you know when I am going live or when I have posted a new video. This is something that I am going to do more often because it is quite enjoyable. I can see why so many people do this. It's just the content side of things, and I think what I'm doing at the moment is out of my own shell and is definitely going in the right direction. I just need to figure out exactly whereabouts the stream needs to originate and sort of go from there rather than not really know. Like YouTube, I've found it's a bit slow with regards to responses and figuring out who's actually on and what have you, whereas Facebook Live is quite obvious when people join because it actually tells you. So I thank you for joining to those who have joined so far. I will just wait a little bit more. Be sure to, if you can, I don't know if you can do reactions or anything during this or thumbs up or what have you. But do be sure to give thumbs up throughout. For those techies who do want to know, I am using my Sennheiser MKH416, or is it MHK416? I've just got it. It's a 416 anyway. It's a shotgun mic instead of my Neumann TLM 103. It's mainly just to test it out a bit more and to fall in love with it a little bit more. Right, so the reason for these streams, if you didn't know already, and if you are just a new viewer to the playback or the streams, and if you are on playback, please do say playback on the chat so that I can see. I bought myself a book. Let me just adjust this, see if that any better? No, I think it was probably better the other way, wasn't it? Let's leave it like that. It's fine. It's fine. I bought myself a book that I wanted to read. I've got the Edgar Allan Poe book, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And then I thought, it looks a bit lonely by itself, so I need to find something. I need to find another book. And I did. I found one. This one, which is absolutely beautiful. The camera appears to be really good quality today compared to what it has been. It's very gothic, it's very shiny, and it does look the business, even with the slight ridges in the spine. Gives an authentic, old, worldy feel to it. I do like it. And what I've been doing is, between sort of Facebook Lives and YouTube, I have been reading a story per night. I've sort of been... I've been trying to keep to it as much as I can. The first night, and these stories, please, this is parental guidance. They may not be suitable for children or children's ears if they are of an understanding age, due to the fact that they are fairy tales that we all know and love, or some are fairy tales that we all know and love, but the original versions which were not adapted by the likes of Disney or what have you and made all cotton wooled and nice and warm and loving. These do contain death and murders and what have you, with some graphic details, which can be a bit of a change, which is nice. So, yeah. Oop, almost just dropped my book. The first story we read was The Frog King, or Iron Henry, and this was essentially the Frog Prince. but with a little bit more of an aggressive and seedy undertone. The second one was Cat and Mouse in Partnership, and that was with regards to a mouse and cat that lived in a house, and they stored up a jar of fat for the winter so that they wouldn't go hungry. And the cat ended up eating all of it, and then the mouse found out, and the cat ate the mouse as well. So, yep, not a very happy ending in the terms of most fairy tales. Our Lady's Child was the third one that we'd done, which was it was where somebody had lied to the Virgin Mary, and just bear in mind, this is not a religious stream. It is just some of these things may contain religious context for within the story. It does come from the old Germanic texts. Why do I say texts? It's Germanic texts, so it is quite a way back. It was with regards to a lady that lied to the Virgin Mary about not going into the 13th door and ends up getting all of her children taken away. If you imagine sort of a Maleficent style thing where she threatens to take babies away and what have you. And then the one we had yesterday was was a very long-winded title. It was The Story of the Youth Who Went Forth to Learn What Fear Was. And that was about a young boy that was not of age and wasn't very useful to his dad or his father, and was kicked out of the family by himself, was taken in by a king, and was put in a tower to withstand 3 nights of torment from demons. And at the end of it, if he did, his whole point was he needed to learn how to shudder, or wanted to learn how to shudder. And at the end of the 3 nights, if he should survive, or because it was quite brutal, if he was to survive, then he would be given untold riches and would get to marry the king's beautiful daughter. A lot of all of these are very beautiful daughters, which is that is, I suppose, where the fairy tale sort of part comes in. He ended up murdering a ton of people, throwing them out the window because he just wanted to be left alone. And then the king came and he ended up marrying the daughter and having a child, and there we go. And that takes us to the 5th one, which is The Wolf and 7 Little Kids. The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids, sorry. Now, I do have to stipulate again, as I have done on the previous one, so I do apologise again to those regular viewers, that all of these I am reading for the first time. I do not and have not pre-read any of these, so I am as excited as you are to read them to you as you are to listen. So I do apologise again, because it comes from the old Germanic texts. There may be some tongue twisters in there with regards to the old worldly speech. So I do apologise if I do get some things wrong. Normally, in a session, I would have edited that out and obviously continued it from there. So this is essentially a live script read, but a live story read just for you from the script without any pre-practice or anything like that. So we are now going to start on The Wolf and 7 Little Kids. Again, please do like, share and subscribe this channel. It is only a small viewing at the moment and a small subscriber, so every subscription does help. I am still trying to work out whether to keep everything on YouTube or to put it back on Facebook Live or put it on LinkedIn. I don't know yet. I may end up doing it on all of them at the same time. I really don't know. And please do share it if you can. And do let me know in the live chat, which is up, that you're here and what you think and how you think it's going and how your day's been. And I want to wish you the very best of health during this entire thing that's going on. Okay, so on to the story. The story of The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids. Page 18. There was once upon a time an old goat that had 7 little kids, and loved them with all the love of a mother for her children. One day she wanted to go into the forest and fetch some food, so she called all 7 to her and said, "Dear children, I have to go into the forest. Be on your guard against the wolf. If he comes in, he will devour you all, skin, hair, and all. The wretch often disguises himself, but you will know him at once by his rough voice and his black feet." The kids said, "Dear mother, we will take good care of ourselves. You may go away without any anxiety." Then the old one bleated and went on her way with an easy mind. It was not long before someone knocked at the door and called, "Open the door, dear children, your mother is here, and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the little kids knew that it was the wolf by the rough voice. "We will not open the door," cried they. "You are not our mother. She is a soft, pleasant voice, but your voice is rough. You are the wolf." Then the wolf went away to the shopkeeper and bought himself a great lump of chalk, ate this, and made his voice soft with it. Hey, if that works, maybe it'll change my voice for some voiceover sessions. Never know. Never heard of eating chalk before, though. Then he came back, knocked at the door of the house, and cried, "Open the door, dear children, your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the wolf laid his black paws against the window, and the children saw them and cried, "We will not open the door. Our mother is not Blackfeet like you. You are the wolf." Then the wolf ran to the baker and says, "I have hurt my feet. Rub some dough all over them for me." And when the baker had rubbed his feet over... Yeah, that's right. And when the baker had rubbed his feet over, he ran to the miller and said, "Strew me some white meal all over my feet for me." The miller thought to himself, the wolf wants to deceive someone, and refused. But the wolf says, "If you will not do it, I will devour you." Then the miller was afraid, and his paws were white for him. Yes, that's how people are. So now the wretch went for the third time to the door, knocked at it, and said, "Open the door for me, children. Your dear mother has come back home and has brought every one of you something back from the forest with her." The little kids cried, "First show us your paws so we may know if it is our dear little mother." Then he put his paws through the window, and when the kids saw that they were white, they believed that all he had said was true, and opened the door. But who should come in but the wolf? They were terrified and wanted to hide themselves. One sprang under the table, the second into the bed, the third into the stove, and the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth into the cupboard, and the sixth under the washing bowl, and the seventh into the clock case. But the wolf found them, and used no great ceremony. One after the other he swallowed them down his throat. The youngest, who was in the clock case, was the only one he did not find. When the wolf had satisfied his appetite, he took himself off, laid himself down, and under a tree in a garden meadow outside began to sleep. Soon after the old goat came home from the forest. What a sight she saw there! The door stood wide open, the table, chairs, and benches were thrown all over, the washing bowl lay broken in pieces, and the quilts and pillows were pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but they were nowhere to be found. She called them one after the other by name, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a soft voice cried, "Dear mother, I am locked in the clock case." She took the kid out and it told her that the wolf had came and eaten all the others. Then you may imagine how she wept over her poor children. At length, in grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran in with her. When they came to the meadow, there was the wolf lay by the tree and snored so loud that the branches shook. She looked at him on every side and saw that something was moving and struggling in his gorged belly. "Ah, heavens," she said. "Is it possible that my poor children, whom he has swallowed down for his supper, can still be alive?" Then the kid had to run home and fetch his scissors, a needle, and a thread. And the goat cut open the monster's stomach, and hardly had she made one cut than one little kid thrust its head out. And when she cut farther, all 6 sprang out one after the other. And when all were still and were all still alive, and had suffered no injury whatsoever, for his greediness the monster had swallowed them down whole. What rejoicing there was! They embraced their dear mother and jumped like a sailor at a wedding. The mother, however, said, "Now go look for some big stones, and we will fill this wicked beast's stomach with them while he sleeps." Then the 7 kids dragged the stones there with all speed, and put as many of them into his stomach as they could get in. And the mother sewed him up again in the greatest haste, so that he was not aware of anything and never once stirred. When the wolf at length had his sleep out, he got onto his legs, and as the stones in his stomach made him very thirsty, he wanted to go to the well to drink. But when he began to walk and move about, the stones in his stomach knocked against each other and rattled. Then cried he, "What rumbles and tumbles against my poor bones? I thought 'twas 6 kids, but not be big stones." And when he got to the well and stooped over the water, he was just about to drink, and the heavy stones made him fall in. And there was no help, but he had to drown miserably. When the 7 kids saw that, they came running to Spot and cried aloud, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" and danced for joy round about the well with their mother. Well then, pun intended, that's the end of that one. And I'm pretty sure I have heard that story before. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, it was the first time I've read that. And I am enjoying these stories, to be honest. The fact that they don't hold out for offences or anything like that. I really do like that aspect. And yeah. So that one, I thought it was going to be sort of a 3 Little Pigs scenario. But then I do feel as though I recognise that story. But then it could be 3 Billy Goats Gruff. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed that story. It was a short one today compared to yesterday's, which took about half an hour to do. I do hope you're all keeping safe. I do hope you did enjoy that and that you have observed the other videos that I've done and have enjoyed that as well. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel and my videos, and do let people know about them if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, then please do let me know, and let me know why. This is purely just because everybody's in lockdown. I thought, you know what? What's nicer than learning all about ancient fairy tales? Well, they're not necessarily ancient, but, you know, I think I'm starting to ramble now. But then, as a voice actor, you're sort of in a booth by yourself most of the time and tend to ramble to yourself, but the stuff that you're actually rambling is stuff that you've been told to ramble about into said microphone. Yeah. So tomorrow's story is Faithful John. No idea how long that's going to be. No idea what it is about. But I am excited to see it. Excited. So, yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and make sure you click that bell notification bell icon to make sure you're notified. I'm not going to point to different parts of the screen because I'm still learning the whole video side of things. I am a master at audio, not a master at video just yet. But you never know. Could be one day. I need to stop looking at the screen as well and looking at you guys. Right. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I do hope you enjoyed it and have a pleasant and safe remainder of your day.